welcome back to another episode of Getting Saucy with Chef Cheryl. I'm here at Gerhard's Appliances in Glenside, Pennsylvania, and I wanted to do a little holiday episode for you guys. So as we all know, Thanksgiving is coming up, and as I like to call it, the feast to end all feasts. We love to eat on Thanksgiving. We love to bring our families together, and I think it's time for us to get ready to get together. And you know, Black Friday is coming up, so don't get nervous. Don't worry about the hassle. Gerhard's is running Black Friday all month long because we don't want to put you through the stress. Holidays are stressful enough. So let's talk about what is going to be on your dinner table. Have you had a whole menu planned out? Are you looking for a few little last minute additions? Well, I wanted to show you guys an episode that is near and dear to me. I'm sorry, a recipe that is near and dear to me on this episode. It's actually Brussels sprouts cooked off in bacon. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, what I have in front of me is Brussels sprouts on the stalk. I wanted to show you guys how they grow naturally because I'm not sure that a lot of you at home have had the opportunity to see Brussels sprouts in all their glory. So all you're going to do is you're going to simply just twist your Brussels sprout off the side of your stalk, just like so. They come right off and you can get them chopped and ready to go into your pan. So what I'm going to do for you today is two sides for Thanksgiving. So we're going to go ahead and start with our Brussels sprouts. What I have is I've cooked off 6 pieces of bacon, and the natural bacon grease is sitting in my pan right now. So I am letting that warm up to a proper temperature, and I'm going to cook my Brussels sprouts right in my bacon grease. So I'm taking the large ones off the bottom first. I'm just giving them a simple twist, and they're popping right off the stalk. There you go. They're absolutely beautiful this way. You can also roast a a Brussels stalk like this whole in your oven. Makes a magnificent presentation. So all you would do with that would be you would cover your Brussels in olive oil, salt, pepper, and put them in your oven to roast, and they come out absolutely incredibly. So I'm just picking off a few more of our Brussels right off of our stalk here. And then we're going to give them a rough chop, okay? Let me move my ingredients out of the way so you guys can see what we're doing here. So I'm just going to give them a simple chop. I want to cut them in half so I can get the flat side down. I'm going to remove some of these leaves that have started to come away. And I'm just going to go straight down the center, and I'm going to cut off those little stalks like so. So you just have nice little pieces to go into your bacon fat, okay? So I'll continue, and I'll do the same with these ones. We'll go right through, pull off any leftover leaves that may be coming off of your Brussels sprout. I'm going to go straight on, or any maybe that you see are a little brown or don't look as beautiful, because Brussels make a great presentation, and we don't want to mess that up. So the rest of these are pretty good, so I'm just going to go ahead and chop those right in half. I love that I actually am a different culture than my husband is. I grew up Italian and Irish, and my husband is African American and Puerto Rican. And I love to go to my in-laws' house for Thanksgiving. I love all the different spice palettes. I love the difference in traditions. And I have grown over the last 12 years that my husband and I have been together to come to absolutely adore my in-laws cooking, and I look forward to it every single year. I am often the one calling them to say who is going to host Thanksgiving, because if it's not me, I absolutely want it to be my in-laws. So I'm just getting these sliced down, and these mini ones I'm just going to leave whole. So I'm going to test my bacon grease and make sure it's at the proper temperature. So I'm just going to lower my hand over very slowly, and I'm going to give it a test by throwing one of my little Brussels sprouts in there and seeing if I can get the proper crackle that I'm looking for. And there it is. We have our bacon fat coming up to the proper temperature. So we're going to leave that on medium, okay? And I'm just going to add these right in. Now the reason I'm slicing them in half like this is I want them to develop a nice crust on the bottom, okay? Nice caramelization. They're going to be beautiful. And this bacon grease is going to incorporate so much flavor into your Brussels. I promise you will not want to eat them any other way again. Now when it's not Thanksgiving and we're not indulging in such a decadent dish, the way I like to cook Brussels sprouts is I like to just cook them, I shred them with my knife, just down in a regular julienne, and then I add them to my pan with butter, and then after that I add a little salt, pepper, garlic powder, and olive oil. And I love them like that, and so does my family. So I'm just gonna step back for a second and lower my heat. My bacon grease did scare me for a second there. And I don't wanna get injured, of course, and I don't want you guys to either, so be very careful when you're doing this portion of your Brussels, okay? So we're just gonna add these in. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna add a few of my minis and let those start to get caramelized as well. I see that my Brussels are already soaking up all of my bacon grease, so I'm just gonna take one little more drizzle, like so. Perfect. So we're gonna let these go for a few minutes, and they're gonna develop a crust, and I'm gonna tell you guys what we're gonna do with the rest of the recipe, okay? So what I have here is, like I said, I've cooked down 6 pieces of bacon. I chose thick cut bacon, and I cooked down 6 pieces. Here I have 1/3 of a cup of chopped walnuts, and here I have 1/3 of a cup of cranberries. And I'm going to get my Brussels all cooked down. We'll mix them all together, and we'll go on to our second side. Meet you back here in 5 minutes. Hi guys, welcome back. So it's been about 5 minutes, and we've allowed our Brussels sprouts to develop a perfect char. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna very carefully add about 2 tablespoons of water to our pan, and then to that we're gonna add our cranberries. So let's get to it, shall we? So I'm gonna nice and slowly and very carefully pour about 2 tablespoons of water down the sides of my pan. Now be very careful because water will make grease pop. Okay, nice and slow, just like so. Perfect. Now I'm incorporating the water into our dish because we're going to add our 1/3 of a cup of cranberry. As you see, the water is making my bacon grease bubble up. So I am going to add in my cranberries. I'm going to cover one more time. And I'm going to let those go for about 3 minutes to let my dried cranberries reconstitute themselves. And I'm going to join you back here. We'll get them plated and we'll move on to our second side dish. So our second side dish for you today is going to be our cauliflower mash. Now this is a play on the classic mashed potato using a head of cauliflower, and what we're going to do is we're going to introduce some of those good healthy fats that's going to help bring the creaminess that you're used to in a normal potato. So join me back here in about 2 minutes and we'll get that all started. Hey guys, welcome back. So it's been about 4 minutes and our water has reconstituted our dried cranberries. They have a nice little push to them now. They'll have a little juice. So what I've done is I have added our 1/3 of a cup of cranberry to our 1/3 of a cup of walnut, and we've added our 6 bacon slices back into the pan. So we're just going to go ahead and give that a toss to make sure everything's nice and coated. Okay, these look absolutely beautiful, you guys. They make such a great presentation on your table, and it will make your family look twice to see what's actually in that pan. You know the men in our lives cannot resist bacon, so it's always a good thing to draw them in with the smells and sneak some nutrients in there. So let's get this plated. I just have a nice casserole dish here, and I'm going to go right ahead and just pour straight in. Oh, you guys, you should smell how amazing everything smells when it's all combined. Okay, now I'm going to set that to the side. Push this up so you guys can take a little peek at that, and then we're going to go ahead and start our second side, which is our cauliflower mash. Okay, so let's go ahead onto our second dish. So we're going to go with our cauliflower mash today. So what I have here is my blender. I have a full head of cauliflower that I have cooked down in the microwave. Now you can boil these on your stove in a pot of water, but I seem to think that it adds too much water to our recipe, and we want to keep the creaminess of our mashed potato, okay? Beneath me, that little beep that you hear is my melted butter that I'm going to put right to the side. We're going to use that at the end of our dish. So we're going to put that to the side for right now, and we're going to get all our ingredients together. So what I need to do is grab our secret ingredient, which is ricotta cheese, out of our refrigerator. So today I am pulling all my ingredients from our Viking Virtuoso refrigerator, which has absolute maximum capacity, as you guys can see. I love the versatility of it. Comes in stainless steel and different handle options. I think it'll be a great idea if you guys are getting ready to get together for the holidays like we are here at Gerhard's. So let's put our cauliflower straight into our blender and start there. So I'm going to very carefully, because our dish is hot, I'm going to very carefully add our cauliflower. I didn't want that big guy to spill out. Right into our blender. And we're going to give that a couple of whirls, and then we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. Now, why am I using a blender as opposed to a food processor? You can use your food processor at home. That's absolutely fine. There's no problem with that. I'm just going to open this a tad so we can let some of that steam out. Give me 1 second. I'm going to start this up, get it blended, and then we'll see. All right, perfect. So now we have a full head of garlic that I've roasted. So how you roast garlic is you're going to simply chop off the top of your garlic head, just so you can expose the tops like so. You're going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil, wrap it in tin foil, and let it go in your oven for about 35 minutes. I'm just going to add whole garlic, roasted garlic cloves, right into our cauliflower mash. Just the cloves themselves. Be careful not to add any of your extra paper on the outside of your garlic clove. So I've added 4, I'm going to add a 5th. You can add 2, you can add 3, you can add however many is to your taste. I have 3 tablespoons of salted butter here that I'm also going to add, and a little bit of salt and pepper. Just like so. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to give another little drizzle of olive oil. Get some liquid going in our in our blender. And let's hope we can get this cut down the way we want it to. All right, right back onto our blender. Okay guys, so we got this pretty pureed up. So what I'm going to do is add our final ingredient. This is 1/3 of a cup of ricotta cheese. This is what's going to add all the creaminess and that beautiful flavor to your vegetable mixture. Turn it into those glorious potatoes that you look forward to every Thanksgiving. And I promise you, while it's different, it will be absolutely satisfying and your family will love it. So let's pop on our lid, get our last bit of blending done, and then I'm going to show you guys how to plate these up. Perfect. So what I have here is just a simple serving bowl. So I'm going to pour my mixture directly into my serving bowl. And then to that, I'm going to show you guys how to give this a nice plating, okay? So we're just going to pour, look at this luxuriousness. Just like whipped potatoes at home. If you guys can see how beautiful this comes out with the ricotta cheese. It's fantastic. And because we didn't boil, we didn't have that leftover extra water that kind of gives it that gritty texture. We have a nice smooth texture. Smells like beautiful roasted garlic in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to take the tip of my spoon and I'm just going to swirl one direction. Okay, we're going to go around. We're just going to kind of make a little bit of a moat for our butter to sit in, okay? So we're going to take our 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and I'm just going to go ahead and ever so gently pour that right into our dam that we have made for our melted butter. Absolutely beautiful. We're going to top it with some fresh chive that we have here all ready for us, and a little bit of Parmigiano, freshly shredded, nice big chunks. And there you have a magnificent and healthy side dish for your Thanksgiving. And it's a little bit something different. Why not give it a try? Join us next week on Getting Saucy with Chef Cheryl, and we'll move on to Thanksgiving desserts. And hopefully we'll all be able to celebrate our Thanksgiving together. I'll see you then, and until then, stay saucy.